day to everyone, especially to our thesis advisor, Mr. Francis Aranas, and to the panelists. I would like to greet you all. Have a pleasant day. We will be presenting our proposed study entitled Consumers' Behavioral Response on Electricity Energy Saving, together with my groupmates, Ms. Sebrena Revolo, Mr. Joselito Cruz, Ms. Teresa Andayawan, Mr. Janjan Grimaldo, Ms. Princess Maglana, Mr. Red Riniel Pajo, and I am Romulo Di Tagana Jr. Now we will present to you the introduction, literature review, methodology, presentation analysis and interpretation of data, findings, conclusion, and recommendation.
Background of the study. Hussein et al. 2021 stated that any behavioral change is commonly attributed to the knowledge, skill, and value within the context of environmental education. In connection to electricity energy saving behavior, consumer developing knowledge and participation to the topic is necessary to help in saving energy and avoid contribution to the worsening climate change. In the past decades, consumers have become more conscious of saving electricity energy, and there are many possible reasons for this increasing consciousness, according to Sala et al. 2017 and Pang et al. 2017. Some of it might be global warming consciousness, social interaction, environmental behavior, and the like. In line with that, in this study, reader as well as related researcher will learn what are the strategies, concern, and measurement of the consumer's electricity energy saving behavior. Some of the country electricity pricing are one of the factors influencing energy saving behavior. Example, in the Republic of Serbia, as Fabrigar 2021 stated, Serbia are the lowest electricity price in Europe, but electricity are used inefficient, resulting of their low impact of information and energy saving habits, and this resulting of much worse outcome to the environment. SOP, or Statement of the Problem. Main objectives. The main purpose of this study was to determine the electricity energy saving behavior response of the respective participants from Consumer of Manila Electric Company o Meralco within the Metro Manila area. The study specifically sought to answer the following question. Number 1. What are the non-user-friendly technology used in participants' household? Number 2. What other energy-saving measures are participants aware of? Number 3. What are the different strategies to encourage participants to save electrical energy? Number 4. What are the legal policies and legislative measures participants are aware of?
Significance of the study. The result of this research study will be considered beneficial to the following. Students, this study will help them to gain a better understanding of the importance of electricity conservation and make them aware of their responsibilities for the future consequences of improper use of electricity energy. To future researchers, the future researchers may be able to use this study as a guide if ever they will pursue or consider the same area of interest. They will learn what are the strategies, concerns, and measurements of the consumer's electricity energy saving behavior. Electricity consumer. This study will assist them in learning about energy saving practices and comprehending the significance of these practices to them. Policymaker. The policymaker could use the finding of this study to consider behavioral response as one of the factors in developing policies related to energy conservation. Scope and delimitation. The general intent of this study is to identify the Meralco consumers' behavioral response to electricity energy saving. To express the purpose of this study is to point out every expression and demeanor of Meralco's electricity consumers in regards to utilizing energy saving electricity. This study will mainly identify what are the strategies, concern, and measurements of the Meralco consumers on electricity energy saving, and also will identify the different factors of affecting their behavioral response toward electricity energy saving. Precisely, 10 participants of male and female Meralco consumers within Metro Manila area will gather through convenience sampling method. This study will cover by the year 2021 and 2022.
Review of related literature and studies. Related literature. Those persons who believe in climate change are the ones who always do a right ways to avoid making it worse. They help by reducing and saving electricity. Lasher and Swanson 2019 stated that among climate change believers, those who think their action can make a difference are slightly more likely than those who do not to take some climate-friendly actions. Related study. The study of Lundgren and Skalsberg 2019 was conducted to determine the energy-saving behavior of residential tenants in Stockholm and to know if the beliefs of being price sensitive has any impact to their electricity energy consumption.
As you can see, this is conceptual model of the study that we created, which presents determination of consumer behavioral response on electricity, energy saving. The said model contains input, process, and output. The input contains the validated semi-structured interview questionnaire in getting the perceptions of participants. The process presents the distribution and retrieval of semi-structured questionnaire. The matic output display that determine electricity energy saving behavior of selected participants. Assumptions. There are various factors can be influence a participant's response to the interview. Net 2020 stated are many energy saving tips throughout the internet, and it could potentially by influence their energy savings behaviors. According to the Fleshers and Swanson 2019 climate change believer who believes their action can make a difference are slightly more likely to take climate-friendly action than those who do not. Participants. Responses to the researchers' questions may be affected by their beliefs about climate change. Those participants who have understanding to electricity consumptions are more likely to be efficient energy users. Olinepek Kun and Laila 2020 define awareness as to realize have knowledge and understanding that something is happening or exists. Behavioral responses are more live in experienced participants. Experience could be frequent responses to the researcher's questions. Research methodology. The research is mainly carried out a qualitative research. Qualitative research is expressed in words. It is used to understand concept, thoughts, or experience. These types of research enable to gather in-depth insights on topics that are not well understood. Common qualitative methods includes interviews with open-minded questions, observation described in words, and literature reviews that explore concepts and theories. Furthermore, this research uses a scent structure where the interviewer does not strictly follow a formalized list of questions. Instead, they will ask more open-minded questions, allowing for a discussion with the interviewers. Methods suited to this study. as it can question the electric consumptions personally about the saving practices in electricity.
Sources of data. This study was carried out in the Metro Manila area in the years 2021-2022. The study's data was collected from 10 participants who meet the study's criteria of having extensive knowledge of the topic in order to evaluate their behavior in terms of electricity energy saving factors. The researchers applied purposive sampling method. It is a non-probability sample that is chosen based on population characteristic and the study's objective Crossman 2020.
Data gathering instrument. The researchers use a semi-structured interview as a data collection tool, with the researchers acting as a guide during the interview process. The prepared interview questionnaires, which was based on a qualitative study on electricity saving behavior, was divided into two sections: introductory questions and data collection questions, which were divided into 4 categories, which are as follows. 1. What are the non-user-friendly technology used in participant household? 2. What other energy-saving measures are participants aware of? 3. What are different strategies to encourage participants to save electricity energy? 4. What are the legal policies and legislative measures participants are aware of? Some additional questions will be expected during the interview for the researchers to probe the participant more deeply about their thoughts, feelings, and behavior necessary for the study. The interview questionnaires will be validated by an electrical professor, an English professor, and a psychology researcher before starting conducting the one-on-one in-depth interview. Data gathering procedure. After the validation of the instrument, the researcher will seek permission from each participant to conduct a study on them. Upon approval, the schedule for the interview was set according to their availability, or on the spot if they agree and given us permission. After given permission, the researcher will explain the purpose of the study to the selected participant. After the in-depth interview, the gathered data will organize, analyze, and interpret.
Data analysis. The data gathered in this study was analyzed using the following. Thematic analysis. It is defined by January 2021. Analyzing the patterns of themes in data. It is method of qualitative data analysis. It means this method can be used to analyze non-numerical data such as audio, video, text, etc.
Interpretation of data number 1, lack of financial capability. Financial capability was identified as a factor influencing Meralco consumers' desire to engage in energy-saving practices. They point out that energy-saving equipment is out of their price range since they are too expensive. Participant number 1 says, definitely if I get a chance, if I have enough money to buy it. Participant number 2, yes, as long as I have budget. Participant number 8 says, no, because we can't afford that type of energy-saving devices. Participant number 5 says, no, because I don't have money to buy something like that. Interpretation of data number 2, safety precaution. Safety precautions are faced as a second theme, noting that the risk can be mitigated by disconnecting any appliances that are not in use. Participant number 3 says, no, I don't let the appliances in the house be plugged because the fire can start and can burn the house. You should still be careful when leaving the house and plug all the appliances from the outlet to keep the family and community and neighbor safe. Participant number 5 says, I don't leave the appliances still plugged in because it might cause a fire. Participant number 7, no, because it may cause fire, and especially today our climate was so very hot. Participant number 1 says it's Fire Prevention Month. Starting a fire in a home is common and most of the time it's caused by electricity. Presentation of data 2.1, using energy wisely. This sub-team emerged from the participants who suggested that all appliances be unplugged when they are not actively being used because they believe that leaving them plugged in still consumes electricity. Participant number 1 says everyone said, even if you are not using your appliances, if they are plugged in, they are still consuming electricity. Participant number 2, the electricity today is so expensive, so it is wise to unplug the appliances to save electricity. Participant number 10 says, my tips for everyone's are use only appliances needed, and if you are going outside, do not let your appliances plug to save electricity bill. Participant number 3, the appliances should really be unplugged because even if you don't use them and it's still plugged in, the electricity still works on your meter and still consumes electricity. Presentation of data number 3, indulgence in energy conservation. This team refers to the respondents' willingness to participate in electricity conservation. It demonstrates how many circumstances they are influenced to indulge in electricity saving, such as electricity price hikes, alternative non-electric chores, using sunlight as an alternative light source, and the search for alternative energy sources, which show their encouragement to participate in energy conservation. Participant number 1 says before, but now yes, because of the price hike in electricity. Participant number 10, of course, if it helps to conserve electricity, like using broomstick every day than using vacuum cleaner to clean the house. Participant number 1, I'm looking now for an alternative. Participant number 3, hand washing the laundry. Participant number 4, if you can wash everything with hand wash instead of using a washing machine, you can even save on electricity. Participant number 3, to save money, I open the window for sunlight to come in so it helps to make my house lighten. Presentation of data number 4, ignorance of duty. Ignorance of duty emerges as a fourth theme. Participants tend to disregard the legal policies and legislative measures even though they are aware that they are policies that require everyone to follow. Participant number 6 says, yes, we are aware of those policies and legislative, but we don't really apply it. Participant number 9 says, they are providing, but as a consumer, I think we tend to forget about it or we don't usually apply those legal policies.
Interpretation of data. Number 5. Importance of electric provider assistance. Electric provider assistance came out as a sub-theme and highlighted the importance of providing enough information from the electrical distributor to be able to really understand the participant electricity habit. Participant 3 said, when the electricity bill delivered to us, sometimes I read it. It contains the information that the consumers needed to know. Participant 2 said, Meralco provide me information and policies on their bills. Participant 4 said, yes, they always inform us about that. Participant 8 said, yes, it can be seen at our bill that can be read by the consumer. Interpretation of data number 6. Understanding proper usage. The 15 that came out of this study is proper usage. The participants suggested different alternative ways to proper minimize the usage of electricity. Some of them suggesting the typical tip of Meralco or making a routine of turning off the light and opening the window to allow light through. Participant 5 said, when the appliances are no longer in use, turn them off so that the electricity bill does not increase. Participant 7 said, they have a strategy who called tipid tips, who some of appliances has called inverter, who help you to minimize the consumption of your electricity. Participant 1 said, during daylight, they must turn off their lights because I think it also contributes to high temperature in the home. Participant 5 said, in the morning, you have to open the doors and window to save electricity. 6.1 Proper understanding of energy-saving technologies. This subtheme emphasized the understanding of the value of energy-saving appliances such as LED bulbs, inverter-type air conditioning, and alternative fans such as the clip type. Participant 3 said the LED is more economical. Participant 1 said to save electricity, all our lights are already LED. Participant 10 said, in modern time, we usually use LED bulb to save electricity. Participant 1 said, like inverter, air condition to save energy. Yes? Participant 3 said, I only use clip fan because its consumption is lower than ordinary electric fan.
Interpretation of data. 7. Non-user-friendly technologies. This team showed the list of non-user-friendly appliances of the respondents, emphasizing that these appliances are high-cost consumers. Based on the information acquired, 3 sub-themes were identified as high-consumption devices, which were classified as non-user-friendly technology. 7.1 Electric fan. Emerging from the data, participants mostly mentioned electric fan as their most commonly used appliances, which pointed out the most electricity consuming based on the length of time usage. Participant 9 said, because of our baby, we use electric fan significantly longer than other equipment. I believe we use it for about 20 to 24 hours. Interpretation of data. 7.2 Refrigerator. Refrigerators are mostly mentioned. Participants emphasized that refrigerators run 24 hours due to the storage of food that needs to be preserved, which causes them a lot of electricity consumption. Participant 1 said, our refrigerator is always running because we are storing foods. 7.3 Washing machine. Participants believe that washing machines is one of the non-friendly devices as it consumes more energy than the other appliances in a short period of time. Participant 5 said, probably our washing machine as it consumes a lot of power even when we only use it in a short time. Interpretation of data. 8. Knowledge on energy saving. This team was developed based on the respondents' knowledge of energy saving from various sources and information, such as television, advertisement, social media, and Meralco tipid tips attached to their paper billing. Under this team, 3 sub-teams emerge. 8.1 With knowledge. This sub-team was formed after concluding that most of the participants have basic knowledge of how they save electricity. Participant 7 said, I'd watch it sometimes. They have strategies who they call as tipid tips. Participant number 10 said, I'd watch it on TV commercial of how we can save money and electricity. Participant 8 said, I am aware. For me, it's okay because it helps most of the people to lessen their monthly electrical bills. While participant 7 said, being one of the consumers, we need to know. Interpretation of data. 8.2 Lack of knowledge. A few participants showed a lack of knowledge as it seemed like they were not seeing enough information, but they showed an interest in saving energy. Participant 5 said, no, because I don't always watch on TV, but it's good because it will help to lower the electricity consumption. 8.3 No knowledge at all. Few participants came out as not having any knowledge at all about energy saving, answering that they don't know how they can reduce their electricity consumption and adding that they are not familiar with it. Participant 1 said, we don't know how to use it correctly or how to reduce electricity. Participant 9 said, I am not familiar.
Summary of findings. Number 1. The participants' household non-user-friendly technologies. non-user-friendly appliances are determined by the participants as high-cost electric consumer. Electric fan came out as one of the participants' non-user-friendly technology. They point out that these appliances are mostly used resulting of high electric consumption. Refrigerator. Participant emphasized the refrigerator run 24 hours due to the storage of food that need to be preserved, which they determine that causes them a lot of electricity consumption too. Washing machine. Participants believe that washing machine is one of the non-friendly user devices because it uses more energy in a short period of time than the other appliances. Number 2. Participants' awareness of other energy-saving measures. The study revealed that majority of the participants have knowledge on how they can save electricity based on the information they have learned from various sources such as television advertisement, social media, and the Meralco tipid tips attached to their paper billings. But the study also identified that few of the respondents have a lack of knowledge due to the absence of information available to them, but they showed sympathy for electricity saving. Furthermore, the study found out that some of the participants have no knowledge at all on how they can reduce their consumption and save electricity. The study also discovered that the majority of the participants knew how to use electricity properly. The participants suggested that different alternative way to properly minimize the usage of electricity, some of them suggesting the so-called tipid tips of Meralco by using inverter appliances or making a routine of turning off the light and opening the window to allow the light to go through.
3. Different strategies to encourage participants to conserve electricity. According to the findings, participants can be influenced to save electricity by taking safety precautions. The researchers seek a link between wise electricity usage and safety precautions. Both are interconnected in participants' responses for unplugging not actively used appliances as they believe that it's still consuming of electricity. At the same time, they emphasize that the habit of letting the appliances plug in can be cause of electrical danger or fire. The study also found out that the willingness to participate in electricity conservation is influenced by many circumstances such as electricity price hike, alternative non-electric choices, using sunlight as an alternative light source, and the search for alternative energy sources, which shows their encouragement to participate in energy conservation. 4. Participants' awareness of legal policies and legislative measures. The findings reveal an ignorance of duty. Participants agreed that they were aware of energy-saving regulations for electricity, but admitted that they did not follow them.
Conclusion. This paper focuses on determining the energy-saving behavioral responses of the respective participants who are consumers of Manila Electric Company or Meralco within the Metro Manila area. This is despite the fact that numerous studies have been conducted to better understand the habits of electricity consumers. According to Lessig et al. In 2018, to design effective strategies for promoting energy savings, policymakers must better understand consumers' perception of their energy use and savings. The study determines the willingness of participants to indulge in electricity energy saving. The 8 themes emerged in this study are lack of financial capability, safety precaution, indulgence in energy conservation, ignorance of duty, importance of electric provider assistance, understanding proper usage, non-user-friendly technologies, and knowledge on energy saving. The findings suggest that policymakers can use the findings to develop energy-saving policies, and this study took place in Metro Manila, Philippines. The result cannot be applied to other areas. To create a full understanding of such an important energy-saving behavior, extensive research must be conducted. Moreover, studies conducted in similar setting within the same industry could improve the result generalizability.
Recommendations. Based on the findings of the study, the following recommendations have been made. Number 1. The researchers suggested that policymakers develop regulation that may be promoted to encourage appliances manufacturers to make their devices as user-friendly as possible. This would mean that their product could be energy efficient. Furthermore, such energy-saving items may be subjected to user-friendly valuation measures in order for people to feel comfortable purchasing them. Number 2. One of the most critical aspects of being able to take adequate energy-saving measures is having the right information and understanding. Policymakers should first collect numerous energy-saving solutions for electricity and then promote them to consumers. And to be able to involve the masses in electricity conservation, communication from government, electrical providers, and media must be prioritized.
Recommendation number 3. The study found a link between safety precaution and wise electricity usage. It is critical that action be taken to raise awareness of the importance of safety precaution in terms of electricity usage. The findings of this study can be used by electricity service providers to inform their customers while also saving electricity by unplugging those not in use appliances and by policymakers to pass regulation that influence the media and the like. Number 4. The study discovered participants' lack of understanding of the importance of regulations, prompting them to express their opinions on government policies and regulations that have yet to be implemented. Policymakers can enact legal policies to improve the implementation of various existing electricity conservation regulations. To have a concrete and long-term solution, penal provision could be inserted into legislative laws.